ॐ स्थापकाय च धर्मस्य सर्वधर्मस्वरूपिणे अवतारवरिष्ठाय Ramakrishnaय te namaha. Sri Ramakrishna was explaining to us the states he would pass when on visiting holy places, how he used to get inebriated at the sight of the various places of Vrindavan. That is the purpose for which we go to the pilgrimage. But one undoubtedly finds inspiration in a holy place. I accompanied Madhur Babu to Vrindavan. The next paragraph. In the dusk I would walk on the bank of Jamuna. When the cattle returned along the sandy banks from their pastures, at the very sight of those cows, the thought of Krishna would flash in my mind. I would run like a madman, crying, "Oh, where is Krishna? Where is my Krishna?" I went to Shyam Kunda and Radha Kunda in palanquin and got out to visit the holy mountain Govardhan. At the very sight of the mount, I was overpowered with divine emotion and ran to the top. I lost all consciousness of the world around me. The residents of the place helped me to come down. Now you see how the sight of Govardhan makes him get the actual image of when Krishna was there. Means it is a transport from the present time, present place where I am, to a remote past when Krishna was there, how it was. He is visualizing, he has already entered into the past. He is not there here presently. I lost my external consciousness. He says, I lost my external consciousness. How could one lose? When could a person lose external consciousness? One is usually when we get some shock. Otherwise, no chances. Some accident hit or something like that, we become unconscious. Or anesthesia, doctor gives, we can become unconscious. Otherwise, some consciousness or other is holding on to the world in one way or other. It is holding on. It is not releasing. It is not allowing God to occupy the entire consciousness. This is what we call prajna, awareness. Awareness and consciousness, individual consciousness, prajna means the same. Prajna. Now, in prajna, we have some place for God. As a sadhakas, we may have a little larger place for God. Oh, I have to do this, I have to do that, I have to do my sadhana, I have to do japa, this, that, and all. Some awareness regarding spiritual life, and God will be there. But rest is occupied with many things. So, if everything is occupied by God or divine, it's called God intoxicated states. The prajna is fully filled with God or divine, fully filled. There is no place for world at all. Then you see it is called Purna Prajna. How do we do it? Purna Prajna, God and God alone in my mind, nothing else. How it happens? First we give a small place in our awareness. I should not forget God. I should not forget God. Come what may in my life, pain, suffering, joys, losses, gains, whatever happens, if they are passing events of life, I need not bother, I need not worry. Now what I have to worry is about how not to forget God, how not to forget God. Then after repeated struggle not to forget God, a small place God finds. My will is merging in the divine will. To that extent, the God presents Himself in our awareness. He is able to. He was not able to present Himself in my awareness because I filled everything with world. There is no place for God. Though I call upon God, I do japa, this and all, in my awareness I am not in. I am aware of the world and not of God. So when I don't want to forget God, then God enters a small place. Now as love deepens, as relationship deepens with God, my dependence on God is increasing. My call for the God is increasing. Then this slowly expands. In awareness, God's presence slowly extends. And when in the first stage of love, what I do, I go on offering myself to God. Please accept me. Please accept me as I am. Whatever I am, I offer. You please accept me. That constant offering. Within a year there is a transformation. Inner transformation comes. Definitely it will come. Just our efforts not to forget God and self-offering. I have so many defects in me, I have so much of imperfection. With all that I am offering myself to you, accept me. So, aham tavasmi, I am yours. That offering will slowly build up a relationship and a small amount of love awakens within a year, because he's holding on to a reality, and that reality is absolute existence. Absolute in what sense? Existence. Its existence is infinite, eternal. Absolute love, absolute bliss and absolute peace. Peace, bliss and love absolute. So my little love awakens. I am holding on to that God who is love absolute, who is bliss absolute. I am searching for this bliss, Ananda. I am getting little enjoyments, pleasures but not when I eat also some sweet meat. I am getting a sense pleasure, Indriya Sukha. I am not getting Atma Sukha. Ananda doesn't have a opposite. All other things have opposites. Sukha, dukkha. Like that, joys and sorrows, happiness and misery. There are opposites. In Ananda, there is no opposite. We have to coin some word called Nirananda. Otherwise, there is no opposite for Ananda. Ananda is Purna by itself. So, I am searching for a Ananda which never fades away from me, which never departs from me. I want a peace which remains at all times, even when I am suffering bodily or something great calamity takes place. My peace is not disturbed. That peace, unchanging, eternal peace I am searching for. I want that. So this I am accommodating by repeated call. After a year of self-offering and then not to forget God, the vow not to forget God will make a little love awaken. The moment the smallest premaika bindu, chiradagda chitte, that premaika bindu when it gets, it will start holding on to that God, His Ishtadevata. You are mine. Till now, aham tavasmi was there. Now, tvam mamasi. You are mine, you are mine. The whole thing will change. Now he wants to hold. God as his. Mere to Giridhar Gopal, dusra na koi. That mere to, he is mine, he is mine. When this comes, the second, he is entered into second stage of love. There we see the prajna has already God has occupied almost half or 3/4 of the prajna. When love awakens, then the prajna is filled with God. Whom we love, we always think of them. So he has entered into love with God, and God is occupying more than 50-60% of his intellect. That intellect means here prajna, the consciousness, awareness. Awareness is mostly filled with God. Little here and there of the world, of studies, this, that is there, otherwise it is occupied. And when it again matures, when it goes ahead to identify more and more with God, it starts enhancing. The moment 75 to 80% is covered, 80% of my mind is content with God, and 20% some duties and responsibilities of world is there, no problem. The moment you see Govardhan, you will also run and climb over, because immediately this can immediately replace by another divine. Sri Ramakrishna was thought of Rama, is immediately in the Rama consciousness. And next moment, somebody is singing about Krishna, he becomes immediately Krishna conscious. And his awareness is filled with Krishna and Devaki and all that. From Ramayana to Mahabharata, Mahabharata to Ramayana, will be jumping within moments, because it is common factor is the consciousness, Chaitanya. Now, when the consciousness, awareness is filled with divine, it immediately lights up. Anything pertaining to God, immediately it lights up. It immediately projects in the mind. So when he saw Govardhan, people told this is Govardhan. The moment he saw the Govardhan, it lit up of those days, and he runs over. At the very sight of the mount, I was overpowered with divine emotion, and I ran to the top. I lost all consciousness of the world around me, because consciousness, whether offering has gone to mother or not, whether offering has come back or not, some small awareness of the world, what the devotee is doing, that disciple is doing, some chinta may be there, which is not connected with any enjoyments and possessions of the world. It doesn't matter. It lights up. And the moment it lights up is on the top. I lost my consciousness, external consciousness, it goes up. The small portion that was thinking of the world or keeping, 80% was with God, and another 20% was thinking where I have come, what I am doing. Oh, this is, I am come for pilgrimage. Some small things will be there. With that, that disappears. The whole thing becomes filled with the awareness of the divine, which they are thinking now. I lost all consciousness of the world around me. The world, little was there, which was linking to the world around, that also is lost. The residents of the place helped me to come down. On my way to the sacred pools of Shyamkunda and Radhakunda, When I saw the meadows, the trees, the shrubs, the birds, and the deer, I overcame with ecstasy. Ecstatic states. Ecstasy here means samadhi. My clothes became wet with tears. I said, Krishna, everything here is as it was in those olden days. You alone are absent. Seated inside the palanquin, I lost all power of speech. Hriday followed the palanquin. He had warned the bearers to be careful about me. How the whole, as if some story is built up and it's unfolding. The Leela is pre-set and it is unfolding. Where do you see already set and unfolding? In nature, seed. In seed, whole tree is involved. It is in potential form. It is already planned and kept inside. The moment water and earth is given, it starts unfolding. It is folded and kept. It is unfolding. The seed is going to become tree now. It is slowly, one by one stage of unfolding is going on. Another tree is going to come and give many more seeds. Ganga Mai became very fond of me in Vrindavan. One old lady was there. She was an old woman who lived all alone in a hut near Nidhuvan. Referring to my spiritual condition and ecstasy, she said, he is very embodiment of Radha. She addressed me as Dulali. When with her, I used to forget my food and drink, my bath and all thoughts of going home. On some days, Hriday used to bring food from home and feed me. Gangamai also would serve me with food prepared by her own hands. Gangamai used to experience trances. She also used to go to trance, you see. At such times, a great crowd would come to see her. One day, in a state of ecstasy, she climbed on Hriday's shoulders. See what all happens. She might have been become like she might have been in the Rama's awareness or Krishna's awareness. She is climbing over a horse. Krishna is climbing over a horse, white horse. He was fond of white horse. So, some thought of like that in ecstasy. She was an old woman who lived all alone in a hut near Nidhuvan. She lived all alone. We do not know, perhaps in early days of her life, she must have come away. These were the samskaras of their previous life and sadhana they have done. We don't get most of the sadhakas do not get realization in 1 or 2 lives. It may take many lives. That much of serious dedication, unbroken thought of divine, constant unbroken surrender, all these are theirs, then one life they can finish. But the samskaras, old vasanas do not allow. It will make the mind divert, digress here and there, run about, and there is a delay. So in a life, he may pace a few steps, go ahead, and next birth. So as the sadhana increases, life after life, they come to such state when in small age they lose their parents, they lose all things, they will not have any support in life, and they start living alone, or they may opt to live alone. So, some such thing that from childhood they will feel, I have to be alone, I have to be alone. Because of it is not external solitude they are seeking internal solitude. Internal solitude is different from external solitude. Internal solitude is where world is not within, but attending to all the duties of life, that person. Inside is empty, alone with God. So this is internal solitude. External solitude, I am going away from the society, I am going away from the people, I am hiding and living somewhere so that people will not meet me. This is external solitude. But I may be carrying people, I may be carrying their thoughts. I have seen 3 days back someone telling something, I may suddenly remember. I was with that person for last 3 days. That person told something, and that person that lingered. The sadhakas, when sadhakatva awakens, the spiritual tendency, the spiritual longing, desire, the sadhana, I have to do spiritual practices, I have to do sadhana, I have to reach God. That when it awakens, we adopt. Adopting is different from awakening. When sadhakatva awakens, there will be a great transformation. Then these things happen. When sadhakatva awakens, he cannot keep anything with him. Everything is naturally falls off. You will see that many of the sadhakas are not able to do sadhana because of there is no awakening of the sadhakatva. They adopt and follow the niyama. Niyama must become spontaneous. I cannot be but without that kind of and here solitude that is coming must be because of the inner awakening. I become sadhaka. Sadhaka is awakened. Even I become sadhaka, I want to avoid. Now I do not want to avoid. That thought of avoiding people or going away doesn't come. Hiding or this one doesn't come. But they need, because of privacy, I want to be in privacy with God. Not because people are going to disturb or anything. Their presence or absence doesn't matter for a sadhaka. Amidst all people he can call on God silently within himself. That capacity, that potentiality is there in the sadhaka. But here he lives separately. Like seeing some animals, they like to be alone moving about. Especially the tigers, cats and all, they don't live in groups. Dogs and all, they live in groups. Cat family doesn't live in group. They'll be alone wandering here. They will mark their area on the trees and all. That other tiger doesn't come inside. It wants to be alone. That is its nature. This nature comes to man when sadhakatva awakens. Never to avoid people. Never because they are disturbance or anything. Their nature has changed. They want to be, they become alone. They're not that they want to become. They have become. And then They live alone in great joy. There is no suffering. And then they will be in company of God all the time. Now, when we see this, now I was contemplating on mandala, that 48 days now, half the mandala I want the women wing to do before they shift their residence to that place. That suppose I am doing that, I am sitting for mandala, I will see that my mind doesn't go even once to any other thought other than God. They must see that they are protected. They protect their own awarenesses and not to allow. Doors are closed for 24 days. No other thoughts. Whatever comes, when I sit for Chaturmasya, I just ask them, keep little food in these times. I will specify the 2 idlis, 2 dosas in the morning. Like that. Afternoon water. Exact time they bring and keep. I neither look at them, nor thank them, or do, nor become aware. That time I go and see, it is there, I offer to God and take part of it. Now, the whole period, from morning till night, I want to remain in thought of God. Now, it is complete solitude and living in privacy with God. No other thoughts. Only how beautiful it would be, unimaginable. We must start practicing this when we are amidst people. Oh, I should not forget God. That has to come from within. How my time is going. How much of hours day I spent today without forgetting God and thinking something. Unwanted. Somebody told something, I want to prove I am right. They said, you are not cutting vegetable properly. No, this is the way vegetables are cut. My grandmother used to cut, my mother also used to cut, and I am also cutting. That, I am sorry, how should I do? That humility is not there. And to drop off. And 3 days, that same thing will be going on in mind. He told that vegetables should not. He told that vegetables should not be cut like this. Same thing. That time being lost, life being lost, they don't think. The nature to drop off the things as they come and go. Drop it off. Second thing, don't waste your time in trying to prove you are right anywhere. It is not a court law that you must go with proofs and all to satisfy anybody. No. We don't want. Let the world win. Bhajananaji used to tell us, I may lose in the world but not in the spiritual world. So, that much time is gone. How Maya has come as a word from somebody's mouth and I am not able to bear. How weak am I? That weakness has to go. In sadhana, when the sadhakatva awakens, all these things will. How not to waste time? It becomes automatic, not calculating. I am wasting. It will not calculate. It just drops off and goes off, Doesn't carry anything, doesn't carry the world within. Carries God. That is the Rathotsava. Rathotsava is car festival. In car festival we keep God and take around. And just like that, we are carrying God within. Except God, nothing should be there. No dirt, no other things. People sitting and eating ice cream on the chariot, you will not see. Maximum they who are sitting are calling on God or doing arati or something. So inside I and my Lord. Just like this is a car, in which car festival, Ratha. In the Ratha there is the Lord and I am there to take care of Him and worship Him. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.